here today to talk about the best products of 2020. These are going to be face products. We have bronzer, highlight, blush, all the things that I've been loving for last year that I think are super, super good. I think everything you can get, maybe one item you might not be able to pick up anymore. I don't know. I feel like I've still seen it floating around. But if you have it in your collection, it might encourage you to pull it out and try it again. But I have lots of good products here today. I'll share that with you. If you're new, welcome to my channel. My name's Cassie. I hope you enjoyed this video and you decide to stay a while. Hit that subscribe button before you leave. Give this video a thumbs up and let's get into the Best of Beauty 2020 Face Edition. The cream bronzer that stole my heart this year that is still available. I really liked the Giorgio Armani one that you're gonna see in my empties, but I don't think you can get that anymore. But this Milk Makeup, another recommendation that I saw Jessica Braun talk about. She's got some great recommendations, so if you're not following her, you need to because she has a lot of good product recommendations. So this one is in Baked, and it's just a stick. Now, from the moment I got it, it smells like Play-Doh. A lot of you told me that that's normal. Yours smells like Play-Doh too. So the Play-Doh smells like a little off-putting, but I really love this bronzer. The color is really nice. And I apply it with an IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe No. 7 brush. This is like the perfect cream bronzer brush. So I go like this and then I blend it in all the places. Then you can take this side and do your nose, under your lip, like any small areas that you need to get. This brush is like my all-time favorite for cream bronzer. And the Milk Makeup one just blends so nicely into my skin. It feels like a second skin. The other cream bronzer that I really like, I should have grabbed it, I'm almost out of it, is the Fenty one. This one is in Macchiato. And you can see I've used a ton of it. This one is also really, really nice. So depending on what method you like, if you like cream in a compact or in a stick, they're both really, really good. For bronzer, I had a really hard time finding a bronzer that I was excited about as far as powder goes. I really got hooked on the Victoria Beckham one that you're gonna see in an empties video and another one from MAC. But these bronzers from Charlotte Tilbury really stole my heart. I had them in shade 1 and 2. You can see the difference between them. Number 2 is probably what I use most often. The compact is beautiful. It's huge. These are huge, huge powders. They're expensive, but they're gonna last you a long time. But you can see the difference between 1 and 2. 1 is really, really light. So if I have no self-tan on or my self-tanner is wearing off, 1 is really nice. Number 2 is what I use most often. But you can also see this is almost a little cooler and this one's a little warmer. But these bronzers are phenomenal. They blend like a second skin. They are not patchy. They're not powdery. They're absolutely stunning. So these are like my bronzer. It's probably gonna be my favorite for 2021 as well. And the brush I love applying them with is this one right here. It's like my everyday bronzer brush. It is, I almost wanna order a second one because I use this so much. It's the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH02 brush and it's huge, but I'm like one of those girls that loves a huge bronzer brush. And it makes it easy. It's just my favorite and it's so, so soft. So one thing that I have really been into for all of 2020 was cream products. I would do cream bronzer, set it with a powder bronzer. Cream blush, set it with a powder brush. Cream highlight, set it with a powder highlight. It's a really great way doing the cream and powder on top of each other. It's a really great way to kind of lock it in and help it last a lot longer, especially if your cheeks tend to eat up color and kind of disappear or wear off really easily. Try the cream powder and it kind of locks it in. So this one is probably the number 1 that I used. This is Stila Peony and it's gone. I gotta put it in empties. I cannot, I'm having too much trouble trying to get that last little bit. The color is perfect. It's what I have on my cheeks today underneath the other blush that I'm wearing, which I'll show you, but I don't even know if it's available anymore. But this is amazing. I love the formula. It's super lightweight and sticky, but in a great way. It's not goopy. You know, the NYX ones that they used to have, those were just really goopy and overly pigmented and it just could get out of hand really quick. These just are really nice. I have another shade here called Lilium. See, I had a travel one and then the Lilium. This is what the full size looks like. they're just really beautiful. And I like to apply them either with this brush here, which is a Morphe G40. It just is really great at stippling the product on. So I'll either use this or I use that e.l.f. Sponge that I showed you. It's amazing. So this is going in empties, but the peony color is probably like my favorite. The Lilium is absolutely stunning too. Another cream blush that I really fell in love with this year are these Fenty ones. This was kind of towards the end of the year. This one's in Rose Latte, and it's just a really beautiful, deeper, nudie rose. It's not too deep for my skin. They have a ton of colors, probably like 8 colors, brighter ones, more neutral ones like this. And I just love the formula. Again, super lightweight, feels like a second skin, and really like sticks to my cheeks, which I love, but really easy to blend in. And then this one, I used a ton. There's a few colors that I've used. I have every shade. MAC was nice enough to send me all the shades, but there's like a handful of shades that I like reach for often, and this is one of them. It's in Blush Please, and they're the MAC Glow blushes. Now they kind of remind me a texture of like the Maybelline Dream Bouncy blushes. If you guys have been around the YouTube world for a long time, you probably know those. And I've heard mixed reviews. Some people say these don't show up, or they can't get them to work for them. I personally like to use this with a sponge. So I'll use something like this and I dab it in there and it goes on my cheeks just fine. I'm not the fairest of fair, and every color that I have, I've been able to get to show up on my skin. You also could use a brush like this. You could use your fingers, but you're not gonna use like a traditional blush brush with something like this because it is more of that like putty, creamy kind of product. So if you have these and you couldn't get them to work for you, try using a sponge and you just kind of like zhuzh it in there and then dab on your skin. But I love these. They have been a favorite. The other shades that I really love, this one is So Natural. This one's like a pretty light color, but I'm really into like very neutral tones. That's kind of my thing. So these definitely were one of my most used in 2020. And then the last one is this Kat Von D. I know they totally changed the branding or the name. It's like something vegan. I don't know. I don't remember what they call it now. But this one's in Honeysuckle, and this is the perfect blush color. I love it. It's a powder blush, but it's like creamy and buttery on the skin. It's not powdery, super easy to blend in. I kind of want to they have another one I think called Rosewood. I'd love to try that color, but the one in Honeysuckle I really, really like. I've made a nice big dent in it, but it's like an everyday blush for me. So these are really, really nice. And the one I have on today, which you'll see I've definitely loved, it's in Stay By Me. If this is still available, I will link it down below. But you can see I've clearly hit pan big time on this blush. It's just a really nice light peachy pink color. It almost looks super pastel when I like swatch it, but it's what's on my cheeks today, and it just is beautiful. All right, next we're gonna move into highlights. I am a highlight freak. I love highlighters. So I have 2 cream and the rest are powder. The first is the Hollywood Flawless by Charlotte Tilbury. I'm a huge fan of a lot of Charlotte Tilbury products. Every once in a while I will get a few things sent to me, but probably like 80% of the Charlotte Tilbury stuff I have, I bought with my own money. This is the Flawless Filter. I have the shade 2 and I think 3. So I have a couple shades. One was sent to me, the other one I bought. And it is just a really nice highlighter. It comes with the doe foot applicator. You can mix this with your foundation. You can put it all over your face under foundation. You can just use it as a highlight, which is what I do. I just kind of go zoop, zoop, all down the areas that I'm gonna highlight underneath my foundation, and it gives you that beautiful glow from within. I absolutely love it, especially if you're wearing a more matte foundation and you want like certain areas to be glowy, but not necessarily like highlighter frosty glowy. This is beautiful for that. You also can use it on top of your foundation too. The way I blend any of my cream ones out, again, is with this sponge. All right, the one that I have on my cheeks today is this one by Charlotte Tilbury. Not sponsored. It's their Beauty Light Wand, and this is in Spotlight, and this is so beautiful. And I honestly just has one of these like spongy things. You got to remember to close it, otherwise it's going to make a mess. But I just open it, squeeze a little bit, and then I dab it all on the places that I need to highlight, and it's so beautiful. I have it in Spotlight and Gold. What's the other shade I have? Goldgasm, but the Spotlight is my favorite. It's the one I use most often. You can see the gold one pulls really gold, and then this one's Spotlight. So depending on your skin tone, you might like the gold one better. They also have a pink one, and I think they have a few shades, but the Spotlight one is my favorite because that one just is most flattering on my skin tone. Ester powder, buckle up because there's some good ones. All right, I'm gonna start with probably the oldest one. This is the Pretty Young Thing Beauty. You can get it at Ulta. I actually saw that it's on Target online too. And this is in Upgrade, is the color I think? No, Backstage Pass. And this is so beautiful. They have a few shades. I kind of want to get another one. This just blends on the skin so beautifully. This one's kind of like a white gold shade. And when you buff it in, it just, look at that. It's so stunning. Again, they have another one. Their blushes are awesome as well. But this one is so beautiful. I just love it. It's in Backstage Pass. Okay, so the brushes that I use for my highlight, I kind of go between both of these. This is a Wet n Wild brush. I think you can get these now. They came in like a Christmas collection that had a bunch of brushes. So you can see it's like a fluffy brush. And then this one is Jaclyn Hill, the J02. And you can see it's like pinched and fluffy. And this one I just really like buff in. I think this was from like her holiday collection. And this one is just such a great brush. I use it every day between these two. Okay, the next powdered one is this one from Clinique, and it's their Lunar Pop. I don't own very many Clinique things. I could probably count on one hand the number of Clinique items that I own. But this one in Lunar Pop is super pretty. It has more of a pinky undertone. And when you buff it in, it's not quite as blinding as Backstage Pass, but see how it just kind of like blends right into my hand? It's kind of like my perfect shade if you're similar to a shade as me, and you want something that more blends into your skin and gives you that glow from within rather than like a really highlighted look. That one is really nice. The tone is really pretty. So that is the Clinique Lunar Pop. And then this, oh my gosh, this got so much love. Charlotte Tilbury again. I do believe they sent this to me. It's their bar of gold. So you have the original bar of gold, rose gold, and gold. I can't read what that, bullion I think is what it says. And I don't use this color all that often. It's a little bit too gold and dark for my skin, but if you have a deeper skin tone, it would be really pretty. You can see it's pretty gold. I just take my brush and I go, and then I go in my highlight. Or if I'm really like pretty pale, like I don't have any self-tanner on, again, doesn't happen often, I'll just take this one and go boop. I also love this color right here with a small detail brush, and I put on the inner corner of my eye. Ooh, so pretty. I love this one. Okay, this one you may be able to get off the Morphe website, but I think it's all sold out on Jaclyn's. But this is her Brighten Up powder. I love this powder for a very natural glow to the skin. This color is great too because it's kind of like my skin tone, and so it doesn't add like any kind of frosty different color on the top of my cheekbones. It just looks like my skin but looks kind of glowy and wet and dewy. It's absolutely stunning. So if you can still get your hands on this or you do own it, I might encourage you to pull it back out because it is super pretty. Okay, we're down to the final two. These were newer, and towards the end of the year, I threw in a couple of my like clip-in extensions because, oh my gosh, all my postpartum hair just like gives me the weirdest bangs. And there's like more hair growing in. Thankful, but it's annoying. So anyways, two more highlighters. This is newer. It is the Hollywood Superstar Glow Highlighter by Charlotte Tilbury. I'm telling you, I just really am a huge fan of her products lately. And this is what it looks like. Oh, this is so beautiful. This is another one that I will use in the corner of my eye as well. This one is so like creamy feeling. Oh, it's so nice. Now this one is so stinking pretty. I'm gonna blend it here for you. When you buff it in, I know my swatches are really great. You can see it's got more of that pinky beige undertone compared to like this one was the Pretty Young Thing. This one was the Clinique one. See how it just has like a little bit more of that pinky beige undertone, but it just like blends like a dream. And again, it's similar enough to my skin tone that it just kind of gives that like wet, like beautiful glowy look. And then this one is, oh, this one's so good too. This one I use in the inner corner of my eye all the time as well, and on my cheekbones. It's the Natasha Denona Need a Glow. I like this way, 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 way better than her other highlight, and it's also a different texture. Her other highlight is a powdered. This one is that baked gelée formula, and it's in the shade I Need a Glow. Oh, this one has a little bit more of a golden undertone to it. And again, highlighters are kind of hard to see, but you can see the shine on them. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love this one. I don't tend to reach for her normal one very often. It's pretty, again, if I'm more on the fair side, I actually think I have it right here. So you can see. So here's the I Need a Nude Glow, and this is All Over Glow. So that's like her original one. Oh my gosh, my phone's going crazy. Packaging is so reflective, it's kind of hard to tell. Am I doing this wrong? I am. What am I doing wrong? Here we go. Clearly it's been a long time since I've filmed. Okay, that shows you more of the difference in color. So if I had to pick between the two, I would definitely pick the newer one, the I Need to Glow. It's absolutely stunning. All right, so that is it for my Best of Beauty Face Edition. I would love to know what some of your favorite face products were last year. Leave them down in the comments so that way we can all read through them and kind of see if it's stuff we already have and it will remind us to pull it out, or maybe new things to add to our list for the new year. So I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. I hope you are staying healthy and safe, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.